Guys, hello and welcome to the Liberian TV network. Today we are right here at OKFN, wherein a platform was actually invited by the Office of the Ombudsman to come and capture this program live. Keep posted. I'm Princess KD Copper as we bring you live details with regards to what is ongoing. Keep posted. I'm Princess KD Copper.
Evaluate the implementation of the code of conduct, to investigate violation or alleged violation of the code of conduct, and to enforce the implementation of the code of conduct. So that is actually the functional mandate of the agency. Too much thing to do, small office that don't have the capacity now to do all of those.
We'll come to that. How does the office of the ombudsman differ from that of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission and that of the GC?
Okay. So the General Auditing Commission, as it is an entity that does audit or assess historic function, the PFN law and other policy document that there is. So the audit to ensure that you are in compliance with what the legislature wants you to do once they allot the money and in line with your own policy and how those happen. They are meant in order to enhance and improve integrity in government and to ensure that the public benefit more from the resources that are allocated. Now, I don't have the expertise to discuss much about the GSC. The Anti-Corruption Commission, as it is an entity of the government that, as the name actually goes, seeks in order to prevent corruption occurring and to, if one has occurred, to prosecute, to provide training and awareness to mitigate corruption-related situation. Those functions are far removed from the office of the Ombudsman of the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct could be seen as an auditor of ethics. So we do ethics audit, other than doing financial audit. So we are different from the GSC in that respect. As that of the LCC, they deal specifically with corruption-related issue. We deal with ethics and its implementation. So ethics, as it actually beget good governance. It promotes that, and it enable you to work well within your own environment. Now, this entity, the Code of Conduct and the Office of the Ombudsman that implement that, is the only government agency that is established in order to ensure that all ethical framework that be adopted by the three branches of government will be implemented based on the law. And because of that, we can hold anyone responsible in all the three branches of government once they are in violation of the ethical principles. It has got no limitation. So judges are subjected to ethical code, and it's required that they have to obey those codes, just like teachers are subjected to ethical code. They are in different branches of government, and they are required to actually do that. Those who are in the legislative branch are also subjected to the ethical code, and that of the legislative, the executive, and the other departments. So it goes across. It's not limited, and they also interact with you. Once you are now having conversation with the Office of the Ombudsman, it means you are honoring the code of conduct, and your interaction with me can be screened. If there were ethical violations, you could be in breach of the code of conduct. And that's how broad it is. So once you are interacting with a government functionary, right, you are a private entity, it means you are actually now under the code of conduct. So you are expected, in order to exhibit good conduct, based on the journalism profession that you have, and any other profession that you actually have, you have to actually follow the conduct whilst you are having interaction with the Office of the Ombudsman.
Let's talk about some of the complaints now before the Office of the Ombudsman. What are some of those complaints you have right now?
So we have a number of complaints. We have complaint on issue of administrative administrative service. We have complaint relating to service delivery. We have complaint relating to gift, cash or gift. We have complaint relating to political participation and a host of other complaints. So those complaints, once they come into the office of ombudsman, we can only discuss them at that. We cannot discuss the detail of the complaint. But basically receive complaint through three means. One, we can receive a complaint from a whistleblower under the whistleblower protection law. If you whistleblow, and that's what many people don't do, if you whistleblow about what you believe to be an act that will probably lead to corruption or that will lead to bad governance, once you have reported that, you need to indicate your identity. For example, you do a letter, you need to put your name there, you need to put your email there, you need to put your phone number. Now, too often, individuals would say they are whistleblowing, but they do not indicate their identity. Now, if you do not indicate identity, it makes it difficult for the office to interact. For example, a whistleblower will automatically tend to be a staffer in a way on our case. All right, it's like an informer on our case immediately, because you will assist in the process of the investigation. And if there is a finding, a report, a whistleblower should review the report before the report is even published. So whistleblower plays a lot of role. So those who are up there and you want to whistleblow, you must indicate your identity, your full identity, to include your name, your phone number, your email, just those things that can make us to have regular interaction with you.
So how do you ensure the protection or let's say the confidentiality of let's say these whistleblowers?
We will block them immediately. We'll block that. So if you are the whistleblower, you are going to send a communication to the chairperson. Immediately the details are getting the upload. And the details are not going to be revealed to others who do not have the need to know. All right. And so those details will be known by the ombudsperson, but they are not going to be known generally by our staff under the description. So we seal that, right? And if we were to reveal that as an entity, we're going to be in violation of the law. And we have not had any incident that anyone has whistleblown and they have actually reported the office for disclosing the name. So that is one aspect of sending a complaint to the office. Another way to send a complaint to the office of ombudsman is you want to be a known complainant. You are not a whistleblower. You want to be known, right? And you will indicate all of those as well. The same thing. You indicate your name in there, your address, and then you will give a description of what you are actually complaining about. You need to say something that you have actually complained about, and then we can look at that and make a determination and say, well, we can take this as a complaint. Now, if that is what we refer to as a general complaint, in that one, it's going to be that you will be present along with the person that you are accused into an investigation. So it becomes like a court process, right? Where the both of you will sit and the person will be able to defend themselves based on ethical violation.
So now, how long does it take to, let's say, complete an investigation?
Under the draft administrative hearing procedure of the Office of Ombudsman, it says that should not stay more than 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what provided in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's come to
Can I discuss the third category of complaint?
Okay.
So the third category of complaint is an investigation. This one is initiated by the Office of the Ombudsman themselves. Our monitor can actually see a matter. We can go in there, we can investigate. That one is actually called an investigation. So that investigation could be in the form of a full-scale investigation that we can go and collect evidence of our own, or it can be in the form of a monitoring visit. All right. So we've done a couple of monitoring visits of government entities, and we are hoping to be able to release some of those as a way in order to create deterrent from other government agencies from doing that. We found that there are government agencies that wrongly use government property. Yeah, and those properties, they are actually owned by the state, and if you were to be in possession under them, you have to treat them as though those property were yours. We found that when there is a road construction or some construction work ongoing within communities, and government properties are there, like the steel rod, the crush rack, the sand, and all of that will be used for construction. We've observed, we got a report that community members sometimes will collude with criminals, and they'll begin to take government property and to use that. When you are actually stealing from the government, you are actually against the code of conduct, because all Liberian citizens are to protect the public dignity by promoting the state. That's all we actually promote, the state, the interest of the state. So if you saw the Ministry of Public Works or the Ministry of Health is doing something, or the LCC in the construction, or finance is doing some work, and if they are going to a community and you saw the vehicle there, those vehicles, they are actually meant for the public, and all citizens, they are meant in order to ensure that those vehicles are not wrongly used, right? So aside from the driver themselves, you as a citizen, you owe a duty not to damage that vehicle. Not to just so the duty is not sit at one place. It's a civil responsibility that we all have in order to protect all of our properties and protect our country and love our country and do that with sincerity that will promote our own dignity as a people and that will make our country to be what we want.
Okay, I can remember of recent, maybe 2 3 months ago, there was this issue about government officials who were also party officials, and there was this huge issue. We listened to the head of LPRC talking about they can be, a party officials. I listened to him giving some. There was some controversy surrounding that case. I'm not sure if you can remember, but if you can you give us an update as it relates to this issue of government officials still being members or stakeholders in political parties?
Okay. So the matter you talk about is a matter that is before the Office of Ombudsman under investigation.
Okay.
So then on that framework, I'll be barred from discussing it.
Okay.
Because if I were to do that, have you heard about Lamin Pako? He's one of the ombudsperson,
Okay.
and Monia Martin. That way, they must subject me to an investigation that I'm not authorized to discuss that.
Okay, let's talk about the capacity of the ombudsman, maybe the number of investigators or staff.
Okay. So it's a quasi-security kind of work. We're not telling the number of investigators we have, but we have investigators that are actually supporting our work.
Okay.
Liberian people, citizens, civil servants, and public officials are supporting our work in government ministry and agency. So they are the ones that actually give us information. They are to report to us on matters. So it's huge. Now,